You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Subscribe to our channel for new story. Story title: How 6 Men Traveled Through the Wide World. Once upon a time, in a land far away, there was a man who had served bravely in a great war. He was skilled in all sorts of arts, and though the war had ended, he was left with only 3 farthings of his pay. Determined to seek his fortune, he set out on his travels. "Only let me find the right people," he mused, "and the king shall yet give me all the treasures of his kingdom." As he wandered through a dense forest, he stumbled upon a giant of a man who had uprooted 6 trees as if they were mere straws. "Will you be my servant and travel with me?" the man asked. "Yes," replied the giant, "but first I must take this bundle of sticks home to my mother." He wound one of the trees around the other 5, lifted the bundle onto his shoulders, and carried it off. Soon, he returned and joined the man on his journey. "We too should be able to travel through the wide world," said the man. They hadn't gone far when they encountered a hunter kneeling with his gun aimed at something. "Hunter, what are you aiming at?" asked the man. 2 miles from here sits a fly on a branch of an oak," the hunter replied. "I aim to shoot out its left eye." "Come with us," said the man. "If we 3 are together, we shall easily travel through the wide world." The hunter agreed, and the 3 companions journeyed on. They came upon 7 windmills whose sails spun rapidly, though there was no wind. Curious, the man wondered what could be turning the windmills. They continued until they saw a man sitting on a tree, blowing out of one nostril while holding the other closed. "What are you puffing at up there?" the man asked. "I'm blowing to turn the windmills 2 miles from here," the man replied. "Join us," said the man. "If we 4 are together, we shall easily travel through the wide world." The blower climbed down and joined them. They traveled further and found a man standing on one leg, with the other unstrapped and resting beside him. "Why are you resting so oddly?" the man inquired. "I am a runner," the man replied. "With 2 legs I run faster than a bird flies, so I rest by unstrapping one leg." "Come with us," said the man. "If we 5 are together, we shall easily travel through the wide world." The runner agreed, and the 5 companions set off. Soon they met a man wearing a hat slouched over one ear. "Straighten your hat," the man admonished. "You look like a madman." "I dare not," replied the man. "If I wear it straight, a frost will come that will freeze the birds in the sky." "Join us," said the man. "If we 6 are together, we shall easily travel through the wide world." Thus, the 6 men set off on their grand adventure. The 6 companions arrived in a bustling town where the king had declared a great contest. Whoever could outrun the king's daughter in a race would win her hand in marriage, but if they lost, they would lose their head. Hearing this, the man declared he would enter the contest, but that his runner would compete for him. The king agreed, but stipulated that both their heads would be at stake. Confident, the man strapped on the runner's other leg and told him, "Be nimble and make sure we win." The contest was to fetch water from a distant stream. The runner and the king's daughter set off at the same time, but in an instant, the runner was out of sight. He reached the stream, filled his pitcher, and started back. However, halfway home, he felt drowsy, set down his pitcher, and fell asleep, using a horse's skull as a pillow to avoid deep slumber. The king's daughter, seeing him asleep, delightedly emptied his pitcher and ran on. The hunter, observing from the castle tower with his sharp eyes, saw everything. "The king's daughter shall not outsmart us," he muttered, and with a precise shot, he knocked the skull from under the runner's head. The runner awoke, saw his empty pitcher, and the distant princess. Undeterred, he raced back to the stream, refilled his pitcher, and returned well ahead of the princess. "That was just a warm-up," he said, handing over the water. Angry and humiliated, the king and his daughter plotted to destroy the man and his companions. They invited them to feast in a room with iron floors, doors, and barred windows. And when the 6 men were inside, the king ordered a great fire to be lit beneath the room. As the room grew unbearably hot, the companions realized the king's treachery. The man with the slouched hat put it on straight, summoning a frost that extinguished the fire and froze the food. When the king opened the doors, expecting to find them dead, he was shocked to see them alive and well, complaining of the cold. The furious king offered the man gold in exchange for giving up his claim to the princess. "Give me as much as my servant can carry," the man replied. The king, eager to rid himself of these troublesome men, agreed. The man called for his strong servant to carry the gold. The king ordered a ton of gold to be brought, but the strong man scooped it up with one hand and placed it in the sack. "This barely covers the bottom," he scoffed. More and more gold was brought until 7,000 wagons had been emptied into the sack. But it still wasn't full. "That will do," the strong man finally said, tying up the sack. He hefted it onto his shoulders, and they set off. The king, enraged at seeing his kingdom's wealth carried away, sent his cavalry after them. 2 regiments soon caught up with the 6 men. "Lay down the sack, or be cut down," they demanded. The blower, unfazed, covered one nostril and blew with the other, sending the regiments flying into the sky. A sergeant major, pleading for mercy, was spared and sent back with a warning. "Tell the king if he sends more cavalry, they will meet the same fate." The king, realizing the men were too powerful to defeat, let them go. The 6 companions returned home, shared the treasure, and lived happily ever after. In a distant land, a powerful king possessed not only a vast kingdom, but also great magical knowledge. He married a beautiful princess, and they had a son. The queen, wary of the king's magic, secretly visited her fairy godmother, who bestowed upon the prince the gift of charm and intelligence. Years passed, and the queen died, leaving the king heartbroken. Seeking solace, the king traveled the world in various forms. One day, as an eagle, he discovered a beautiful princess in a fragrant garden. Smitten, he swooped down, captured her, and carried her to his palace, where he hoped she would grow to love him. The princess, however, despised her captor. The king, fearing she might fall for his son, sent the prince away. The prince, traveling far and wide, arrived at the court of the princess's parents, who mourned her loss. Determined to find her, the prince sought the help of his fairy godmother. The fairy transformed the prince into a parrot, enabling him to reach the enchanted palace where the princess was held. Gaining her trust, he revealed his true identity and their plan to escape. The fairy prepared a chariot pulled by eagles, and the prince, the princess, and the parrot fled the palace. The enraged king, transforming into a harpy, pursued them but was thwarted by a wind conjured by the fairy. The princess and the prince safely reached her parents, who, upon the fairy's advice, hastily arranged their marriage to protect them from the king's wrath. As the ceremony concluded, the king arrived, attempting to curse the couple with a black liquid. The fairy intercepted the curse, which fell upon the king, rendering him powerless. The princess's father imprisoned the king, who lost all his magic powers. The fairy settled in the kingdom, building a magnificent palace where she enjoyed the happiness she had helped create. The prince and princess ruled wisely, their love story becoming a legend that inspired many. And the 6 companions, remembered as heroes, were celebrated for their loyalty and bravery in traveling through the wide world. If you like this story, please give this video a like. For more stories, go to bedtimedreamytales.com. See you in the next story.